We're back with yet another FIFA esport mentality tip for you guys in terms of what I have utilised in the past to basically have a good mentality when going into a game in FIFA and in general, lads, FIFA 22. So, without further ado, let's get into it.
Griezmann, three men around him to somehow find some space. Ronaldo, fantastic, opening the drive back.
He's made himself the tiniest bit of space.
Almost feels like a bit of a taunt. Didn't really go for it. Oh! Display there is absolutely ridiculous. The Elastico on the goal line. On the goal line, the finest.
We
of
talked about
margins.
Aussie FIFA. He's not here to make up the numbers.
As I've stressed to you in many different mentality tip videos for you guys, is that it's one of the most important aspects for improving in FIFA. You can have all the skill in the world, but if your mentality isn't strong at that game that you're playing, you won't be playing the best to your potential. And it goes to show in terms of this previous E-League competition that just ran by, mentality went out the window for me. I was up, 3-0 in the first game, won 3-0. First blood going into the E-League, and then hopping into the second game, went 2-0 up, alright, and then I gave away the lead, and I lost 3-2, and that was because I accidentally tapped on overload ball side when I was pressing offside trap, and I didn't realise. By the end of the game, lads, my players had 0 stam, my opponent exploited that and ended up winning the game. My mentality, my head went out the window, and it just goes to show how important mentality is, because I didn't actually win a game after the first one, but I am pretty confident if I had won that second game, I'll be on a roll. My mentality would be strong. I would have won the third, and then they were pretty tough games towards the end of game 4 and 5, but I think I could have at least stuck out a point to get me into the top 2 of that group and progress into the finals. But it is what it is. The mentality tip though that I want to give you for this video, and I'm going to keep this genuine, lads, there's going to be no cuts, no edits, okay, is when you are buying players and when you are, putting FIFA points into the game to get a good squad. The thing is, in FIFA, when you put money into the game, you expect a return. It's an investment, okay? It's the same with anything. When you put money into anything in life, you expect a return, whether it's stocks, whether it's crypto, whether it's FIFA points in FIFA, you expect a return. What's the return in FIFA? It's a good squad. Why do we want a good squad? Well, we can, for some people, it's because they want to have fun with their favourite players that they may not be able to afford when purchasing, through an RTG. But for the majority of people, right, they're putting money into the game to get a good squad so that they can win more games, okay? And that's the mentality they have. They think, I'm going to put 12,000 FIFA points in. I'm going to put $120 worth in, okay, or more. People put thousands in, all right, to get a good squad. But I expect a return. I expect to win more games than usual. The thing is, with that mentality, it goes in line with every other mentality tip that I've given you. You're going into a game expecting to win because you have this team that you've paid money for. You put FIFA points into the game, you expect a return, you expect to win more often. Unfortunately, lads, it's not the case. And as I said, it falls in line with other mentality tips. If you go into a game with a mentality that you're going to win or you're going to lose, whatever it is, whether it's looking at your opponent's squad, whether it's looking at the connection of the gameplay, right? Whether it's what's another one that I could give a good example? Whether it's analyzing your opponent's game style and thinking, oh, he's not that good, so I should be winning. If you're going into a game or if you're in the game and you're expecting yourself to win, you're not going to win. Or if you're expecting yourself to lose, you're not going to win. And that's the trap people fall into. It goes the same with picking your squad and putting money into the game. The thing is, if you use players that you're used to, and if you use players that just work for your game style, and I'm not talking about, let's say CR7 is your favorite player, right, in the world, okay? People will try out CR7, they'll be using him, and they'll expect a lot from him. They'll expect a lot from him because they paid money to get him. They put FIFA points into the game to get him. They expect something from him. He more than likely will not perform better than someone like Harry Kane, who you might be used to how he plays, Okay, he might fit your game style, and it goes into picking players, lads. If there is a player that works for you, why change it? Okay, as I've told you in previous tutorials, back in FIFA 19 when I was in the E-League, right, we did really well. We got second in that comp. We used Griezmann and Bergkamp because I knew how they were working. Okay, I could have had R9, could have had Team of the CR7. No, what we used was what we were comfortable with. And we did really well with those two players. It goes the same for you guys. If Harry Kane works for you and you can score goals with him and you know how he turns, how he moves, how he shoots, okay, use him. Do not use the CR7, all right? Because you expect too much from them. And that's the point I'm trying to make. Don't expect too much from the players that you are putting into your squad, all right? You need to use who works for you. All right, and again, it falls in. You fall into that trap. If you put money into the game to get the players that you want to use, that's the mentality, trap that people fall into, and they think, I'm putting money into the game. I expect to win. Doesn't work like that. Okay, it doesn't work like that. So we need to work on picking players that work for us, finding players that work for us. And a good tip for you guys is to use, draft. Try out players in draft. If you don't want to spend the coins to get them, try them out. Do they work for you? Or is it the fact that you think that they'll work for you because they've got higher stats? Okay, because they have, God stats that you think, okay, well, they're going to make me win. Is that the case? Or is it the fact that you actually may not play very well with them? All right, that's the mentality tip, lads, that I have for you guys. Stick to what you're used to. Don't put money into the game expecting a return all the time, because players will fit your game style, whether they're worth 10,000 coins or whether they're worth 1,000,000 coins. If the player that's worth 1,000,000 coins fits your game style, then hey, maybe try and work towards getting him. But the thing is, people expect too much from the players that they have in their team, and that's the trap they fall into. That will signal the end of it, lads. I hope you guys enjoyed it. You love these mentality tip videos, so drop a like. It helps me out, please, lads. I appreciate that. And of course, follow me on Instagram. You can see my No Money Spent Road to an Event series, progress over there as we upload on YouTube as well. And I'm doing coaching as well. If you want one-on-one coaching with me where I can personally coach you, help you get better, be sure to check that out. The links are in the description, lads. But as always, I hope you have a good day. I'm out. Sayonara, au revoir, adios, salam, ciao.